Hey guys, Rebecca SubaHibi. I'm still trying to set up my OBS on my laptop. I talked about this last time, but I'm no longer streaming the game. I'm just running it natively on my laptop, so no more funny talking. Until now, I always felt like doing this one against my mother's will. So I guess we're. Oh yeah, I skipped the line. Decided to check out the SubaHibi message board from the computer at my house. So I never did anything like this in my house, but now it's different. Why is my text? Is the default? Where's the text speed? There we go. Everything is pre-established harmony. Maybe one more? It turns out taking a screenshot while you're streaming a game screenshots it to the computer you're streaming it from. So I couldn't do that. So I just went back and looked at these, as these are the important ones. And yeah, you can see only got 3 characters. Everything is pre-established harmony? Yeah. All events appear to be independent and mutually unrelated to each other. Oh, I did a bit of Googling, by the way. I was trying to look up if Wittgenstein never talks about the number 3 at all. Because I'm trying to work the Trinity into, I'm trying to get that working. He doesn't. Not, well, kind of. He has a thing like, it's like a saying, like anything worth saying can be said in 3 words or something. But I did see that the boundary of the world, that's a Wittgenstein thing. I was talking about it last time. They truly are. My mother's will is materialized in this world as both the force and the effect. There's an infinitely small, simple, indivisible substance, and an infinite number of them make up the world. The effect of my mother's will is representation. There's both a dark side and a light side to that representation. Those things that are represented by the dark side of my mother's will are physical. The light side is a representation of my mother's will is mental or spiritual. The transition between the light and dark sides of my mother's will is continuous. That's the important part. Each piece of my mother's will is a windowless monad. Monad? Is that a word? Well, I want to move OBS so I can... There we go. That doesn't interact with any of the others, but the clarity of each one illuminates the universe. Wait, I can hold on, move my windows around like this? Ooh, that's good, that's good. Just like 2 synchronized clocks. It's a pre-established harmony, established by my mother at the time of the world's creation. The world advances in accordance with my mother's program. Therefore, my mother knows everything in the world. My mother knew everything. Of course, she also knew everything about me. That I only pretended to be diligent while I was at the house. That I was disgusting when I wasn't at home. Even though she knew, she acted as if she didn't. I was a diligent child at home. That's how I acted. I didn't think she noticed. Never brought anything vulgar into the house. I didn't bring anything perverted into the house. Yeah, I didn't masturbate at home. When I was at home, I was vulgarity itself. I did nothing but masturbate at my secret base. Yep. My newest base, even on the internet. Browse the internet, masturbate, get tired, sleep, browse the internet. I don't like this being on the internet. No one take these lines out of context, okay? Get tired, sleep, eat, browse the internet, masturbate, get tired, and sleep. That's all I'd ever do in a day. My mother knew. She knew everything. That every time I was on the internet, I was downloading pornographic movies or pictures. I used peer-to-peer software to illegally download pornography. That I masturbated over and over every single day. What a character. I was filth. It was all predetermined. When I masturbated, I loved to imagine myself dressed as a girl and... Oh my... Sorry? Sure. Ah, okay. No, I would never want to do it with a guy, of course. Then I had a notebook where I drew pictures like that myself. He thinks the Takuji protests too much. My mother knew everything. That too was predetermined. In a way, it was even my mother's will that I masturbated all day long. What a line. Now I understand. That wasn't even my will. So then, what was it all for? The reason why I masturbated so much. The reason why I can't stop. There should be a reason for that. There's so many things I don't understand. There's so many riddles to solve. Looks like it'll take a little longer for me to comprehend my mother's will, to completely comprehend God's will. I checked my computer. Whether it was sending the curse mail to those 3 every hour, whether the countdown messages were being sent to all the others, what they were talking about on the underground message board. It's a new registration awaiting approval in the SubaHibi message board secretariat's email. What is his name? The registration had a rather ridiculous name. Name was Shibata Katsui. Login ID is Yakiuchi. The password is Shizu got Take suicide. What a vulgar woman. The only one who would do something so ridiculous is Minakami Yuki. She doesn't have any fear at all. Yeah, I don't remember her username in that, but it sounds about right. Earlier, she seemed really interested when she was talking about Yokoyama Kiyoshi about this site. Go ahead then. But registering on this site means you too will receive Takashima's curse mail. Can you endure it too? Looks like the rest of the board is already panicking. They're all shaking in fear. This is a thread to discuss the mail they're getting from Takashima Zakuro. I got something weird. Scary. The thread kept on getting longer. Saw a lot of people trolling, but the truth is, even they were starting to get scared. You can't fool me. I can see your fear as clear as day. You know much better than any of you what fear is. After all, I've lived my life in fear. You know better than anyone that they're just making jokes to hide their fear. Even though the events are all separate, they look as if they're connected. Fear overtakes them. Oh, shoot. I meant to turn my gain down. I turned my desktop audio down. Okay, how about that? These two look especially delicious. Akasaka Megu and Kitami Satoko. They were using their real names even though it was an anonymous site. They both insisted that the messages were sent from Takashima-san's phone. They insisted that the messages are Zakuro's curse. Don't tell me you're losing your heads already. And Tachibana Kimika. She's doing great. She wasn't posting with her real name, but she had been fanning the flames ever since the incident. She insisted that this was Takashima's curse. That all humans will die from Takashima's curse. Though, when I investigated, I realized that she was the one doing almost all the work scaring people. She started the thread too. Oh! She's not crazy, she's just trolling people. She can post as much as she wanted for all I cared, since it's all anonymous, but why is that? I feel a bit uneasy about Tachibana Kimika. Why is she riling people up? Is it because of her own fear? That was the most logical explanation. Something seemed amiss. Well, whatever. Might as well leave her alone, since she's helping me. Now that there is nigh unto the mountains a great herd of swine feeding, all the devils besought him, saying, "Send us into the swine, that we may enter into them." Is that biblical? It sounds biblical. And forthwith Jesus gave them leave. The unclean spirits went out and entered into the swine. The herd ran violently down a steep place into the sea. There were about 2,000. They were choked in the sea. They're just like pigs. They'll run down a steep place into the sea and be choked by the water. Just like that, they grow fearful as they head towards destruction. But still, maybe I should have expected this, since she's a teacher, but Senagawa doesn't seem upset so far. She hasn't posted on the message board at all. Or maybe it has nothing to do with her being a teacher, she's just that strong-willed. Admitting her fear would be the same as admitting her crime. So she tells herself, that's just an accident. It's not like I had a hand in Takashima Zakuyo's bullying. She must be silently enduring her fear, so she wants to believe herself innocent. I hate her attitude. You can't mature as a human being unless you admit your faults. I should punish this woman. Maybe I should make her a sacrifice. In my first ritual to become the savior. Soon the world will require a savior. A sacrifice is necessary for the birth of a savior. What day did she die at? I felt like it was at least a day later. Now I suppose I should call it an accident. Perhaps proof that I am the son of God. They fed the swine, and then they fed the swine, and they that fed the swine fled. It fed and fled, come on, it rhymes. Told it in the city and in the country. They went out to see what it was that was done. They come to Jesus and see him that was possessed with the devil, and had the legion sitting and clothed. In his right mind, they were afraid. And they that saw it told them how it befell to him that it was possessed with the devil, and also concerning the swine. That's right. Christ became the Savior by showing the people several miracles. In order for me to become the true Savior, I must show the people several miracles. For that, a sacrifice is necessary. A sacrifice in order to cause a miracle. Just like the pigs jumping into the ocean, a sacrifice is necessary. Another day begins for the Savior. It begins! Ha 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 ha! Moshi Moshi. You can post a new message on your cell phone. It's the prophecy from Takashima-san. For them, it would surely be a curse. Blood will pour from the head. Blood will pour from another head. Blood will flow. Blood will flow again today. Their head will be covered in blood. A prophecy from Takashima-san. For them, a curse. But to me, it was something different. It's the first step in securing Senagawa as a sacrifice. I have to do it myself. That woman will bleed. She'll bleed as a symbol, so they will know she was a sacrifice. That'll be the moment of the Savior's birth. Now then, I should go to school. I entered the classroom. Not silently through the back door, but boldly. Is it really bright or is it just me? Huh? Numata and Nishimura were looking at me. Huh? They both looked away when we met eyes. Are they afraid of me? Am I that scary now? I looked for Yuki. That jerk Yuki. Guess he didn't come to school today. Well, can't blame him after yesterday. It's probably the reason those two are afraid of me too. They saw him beating himself up. Can understand why they'd be afraid of me after I beat Yuki up that badly. But for some reason, there are other people who look like they're afraid of me. Why? Do the rest of them know what happened to Yuki too? Well, who cares? I sat at my desk. It was in the back row. From here, I could see everyone else in the class. Oh, that's right. Why did I notice before? There's no one behind me. Hardly ever in the classroom, and I'm always sweating in fear when I am, so I never noticed before. But still. Unlike yesterday, no one was talking about Takashima-san or the end of the world. It sounded like they were just casually chatting. Of course, it looked like that on the outside. When I looked more closely, a lot of people in the classroom were acting differently. Strange conversations, strange smiles. Most of them were people who registered on the underground message board. The people who aren't registered thought of that as old news. Talking about celebrities, stuff on TV, pointless stuff like that. Takashima-san was the only one on the minds of the people who registered on the message board. The curse mail came from Takashima-san every morning. The countdown until the end of the world. Just look, he's as pale as a ghost. The girl hid her phone under her desk as she pounded away at the buttons. Normally she'd be smiling and sending messages to her friends, maybe her boyfriend. But look at her expression. Her face is drained of color, she's intently focused on her phone. What a tragedy. Why would someone be looking at their phone so intently with such a pale face? It's not hard to figure any of them out. As I watched them, they kept checking their phones, one after another. Alright, should arrive pretty soon. The time is set to just before class starts. Silence reigned throughout the classroom. The sound of vibrating phones echoed in the room. The sound increased as more and more phones started vibrating. The owner's face grew pale every time.
ごめん、メールだわ。あ、なんか私まだ。なんで？メールマガジンか何か？あ、いや、
Stay out of the female shooter. You don't want to know. There are quite a few registered people in this class. It was sent from my computer via Takashima-san's phone to all of them simultaneously. The color drained from the faces of all the people who knew what that sound meant, and all the rest were just confused. What a contrast.
いや、そんな。だってすでに今朝来ていたのに。なんなの？なんで一斉にメール受信しているの？なんか流行ってるの？なんでもないからさ。いやマジで。いや、私こんなの耐えられない。どうしたのよ。
I don't remember people freaking out beforehand. I just remember Takuji saying some stuff about death and beating up his teacher.
うるせえ。あんたには関係ねえってんだろ。
Leave female student alone. She did nothing wrong.
ごめん。いや、いいんだけど。
How pitiful. You're overreacting, surely. Nothing has happened just yet.
どういうことだろう。
What is this? This is different from the ones before.
やだよ。私関係ないのに。関係ないのに。
This is just a prank, right? It has to be. Who would do that?
だってあの写真ってどう考えても高島さんのもんでしょ。アドレスだって高島さんのもんだって隣のクラスの子が書き込んでたし。隣の女子って赤坂めぐと北見貞子だっけ。やだよ。なんでこんなの来るの？なんでこんなメールが来るのよ。
Either they stop if you change your email address, or they start coming again after a few days. Changing their email, huh? It's true. If they changed that, the messages would stop. It's that easy to stop the curse mail. If they changed their email address on their registration, it'd be completely pointless. Some idiot changed his registration after getting a new email address. They took the time to tell the SubaHibi message board secretariat about the change. And of course, once they did that, their new email address started getting the curse mail too. That idiot posted about it on the underground message board. Even if you change your email address, the curse mail will follow you. Of course, there are people who stayed calm and denied it. There's so many more people in a panic that their reasonable opinions were ignored. Now they're saying, apparently once you get the curse mail, it'll follow you forever. The person sending the messages, it's kind of pathetic how they prefaced that statement with apparently. The rumors seem to change every day. Couldn't even keep track of all the rumors anymore. Soon they were saying that the curse will follow you even if you change your email address. If you throw your phone away, she'll leave the messages on your home phone and your answering machine instead. That's impossible. They've been blinded by their fear. This feeling. The sound again, echoing in my brain. I had a bad feeling. Yuki, run the hallway. Huh? What's this? I went over to the hallway. No one was there. It was the Wakatsuki sisters. Class hadn't started yet, and yet no one was there. Oh, there they are. What was that? What just happened? It's like I crossed a barrier into a closed space. Has this area been altered by someone? The only person with that kind of power would be I returned to the classroom. I knew it.
やっぱりって何よ。
Are you the one who just did that?
当たり前でしょ。あんた、司にまでひどいことする気でしょ。
Tsukasa? Oh, your sister, huh?
そうよ。あんた、あの子まで邪悪な存在だなんて考えてる。
The way you said that makes it sound like you're admitting you're evil.
そうね。作った人間が邪悪なら、作られたものも邪悪なんじゃないかしら。
The person who created you? Was that a human?
さあね。人間以下の存在かもしれないけど。
What are you? A
自
bunny?
分の胸に手を当ててみればいいんじゃない？
Whoa, wait, hold on. Okay, so I've been acting under the theory that it's a trinity. Well, no, what if it's just a duo? And Takuji's Tomosane is like Yuki's Wakatsuki sisters. They're like you get what I mean? They're Yuki stands or personas or whatever you want to call them, and Tomosane's Takuji's. What did you?
何もわからないくせに。
What?
何もわからないくせに分かったふりをして、あんたなんて逃げてばかりじゃない。
Don't know anything, huh? Do you think you could say that to me? Ah! Oh, he got Ayanud. It's the best way to avoid
隠
looking
さ
at.
れたものを見ないようにするの
That's
が
an
一番いい方法。
What do you mean? What are you trying to say?
どういうこと？それはあなたが一番知っていること。
What did you?
だって、それはあなたが隠したものだから。
I hit it?
そう。みんなからあなたが隠したもの。あなたが全てを隠してるだけでしょ。
Be quiet!
黙らないわ。黙るわけがない。
What did you say, you monster?
化け物。化け物はあなたでしょ。いいえ。化け物はあなたが作り出したものでしょ。それは違う。
Oh god. This is not how this went down in Dragon Ball 2. You! Oh no, the final boss is here. Smug Ayana. Was that Ayana?
若月鏡さん。
Oh no, she's about to get deleted.
あなたは。
How do I... Hold on, hide this. God, look at her. Oh no.
私に名前なんてつけて意味はあるの？
What's that? Kagami... Oh, she has a real name besides Ayana. For some reason, Wakatsuki Kagami was silent after Otonashi said that. And it's short. It's 3 letters. It's God. She's God. It's almost like she's afraid of Otonashi.
何でも説明はできる。どんな偶然だって説明はできる。語り得るものは明晰に。
That's actually how you ascend to divinity. If you read and understand Wittgenstein's what is it? Tragicus philosophy, whatever. Then you become a divine being. We can yeah. Who said that? Yeah.
でも若月鏡さん、そんなの意味がないことはあなたの存在が一番証明しているはず。それは答えが出たとき、すべての事実が明らかになったとき、あなたは存在しないはず。なら今この場にある若月鏡は何？草原、 草原にいるカエル、それらを照らす太陽は私がそれらを眺めていようといまいと同じようにそこにある。鏡さんはそう言える？
What are you talking about? You're going on like you're the only one who knows anything. You're acting like you understand. Then explain it to me.
そうなの？間宮君は救世主。質問なんてしなくても全てを知る人だったはずだけど。
I miss the quirky girl who just talked about poetry. And Emmanuel can't. What?
語り得る世界は明晰に。全ては解けてしまえばつまらない答え。
That's straight from Wicked Scene, by the way. That's straight from Mumineko, by the way.
つまらない日常。でもそれが全てじゃない。沈黙せざる得ない場所。
That's
そうい
straight
う
from
場
Wicked
所
Scene.
がある。
I think, is that the final line of Wicked Scene's book?
この境界線はそういう場所。ここでは言葉が世界になり、
Oh
世界
god.
が言葉に
Oh
なる
no.
のみならず、言葉以外のものが言葉になり、世界以外のものが世界になる。
Everyone, she's quoting Wicked Scene. You gotta go. Run.
そういう場所。最後まで行きつけば、あなたにも見えるかもしれない。例えば、若月鏡さんにも。
見えないわ。私には見えるわけがない。存在以前の存在が何を見ることができる？存在以前が何を感じることができる？
終着点。空へ帰る日。対の空。
Suino Sora? Why are you talking about that?
知ってるのはあなただけじゃない。この地点を知る者は別にあなた一人じゃない。
What did you say?
あるいは無限。存在するすべての魂が見た風景。あるいはたった一つの私という魂が見た無限の風景。それはどちらでもなく、どちらでもある。
Oh, Tonashi, keep talking as if you know something. Truth is, you don't know anything. You're just trying to obfuscate my vision with your misleading words. Well, I can't understand your words with all my knowledge and wisdom. That's impossible. The reason is because you're speaking nonsense. That's right, you've always been like that. You use a bunch of confusing words, but you never say anything. You're one of them. You're nothing, but you know how to talk big. You just string the words together as they come to mind. Yeah, you don't even understand Wicked Scene's book. You just quote it. You know nothing. You don't know anything. You don't understand anything. You're just acting like you're smart. Yeah, that's that's everyone after taking one philosophy class.
間宮君がそれで安心なら。
What? Oh. Okay, back to class. Everyone sit down. Class is starting. Mamiya, why are you still standing? What's wrong? Quit spacing out and sit down. Do I look like I'm spacing out? Come on, Mamiya, your grades have fallen far enough. We quit asking stupid questions and sit down already. Stupid question, is it? If you say so. Okay, class is starting. Data page 67. Today we're covering the Roman Empire. Mr. Ida! Something wrong? Would you like to let me start class already? What's wrong, Mamiya? Do you need to go to the bathroom? You really are one of the vulgar people. That's why you can't see the big picture. Froze the class with my words of truth. Sometimes the truth is taboo. People hate to hear the truth. The teacher isn't smiling anymore. Did you say something, Mamiya? You don't even know that it is all about to end. It's all about to end? What are you going on about now? For instance, if you're on a sinking ship, would you be standing at the bow reciting facts about the Roman Empire? Yeah, you're homeschool. Mamiya, what are you saying? It's a question! A question! Would you be talking about some trivia from thousands of years ago while the ship sank around you? Oh, my brightness went down. Oh, my laptop's not plugged in. What percent is that at? Hold on. You can't just hover over it. Oh, yes, you can in Windows 3. 30% an hour remaining. Did the brightness turn down for you? That's just screen side, right? That doesn't affect the... It shouldn't. Anyway, history isn't just trivia. This isn't a boat. It's a classroom. It's not sinking. I see, it's not a boat. It's not sinking. Your description of a long-dead emperor isn't just trivia. That's right. Well, Mamiya, have any more complaints? I have no complaints. It's rather obvious that a vulgar presence such as yourself wouldn't be able to see the truth. After all, no one complains that cats and dogs can't do arithmetic, do they? Mamiya, are you feeling alright? Feeling alright? Whatever do you mean? Maybe you should ask that of yourself, the one doing something so meaningless at a time like this. What do you mean, meaningless? Please consider this. The world may have been created by a demon just 10 seconds ago, and everything we call history was planted in our heads by that demon. Takuji watched one episode of Haruhi Suzumiya and thinks he's smart. That's impossible. There's plenty of historical evidence that contradicts that idea. Maybe the demon made that too. Maybe it planted the historical evidence. Mamiya, sure you're feeling alright? What's wrong? Even if it wasn't a demon, this textbook may simply be a collection of humanity's convenient rationalizations. The truth may be there are much greater things in this world, and someone wrote this book in order to conceal them. Who's the class representative?
Hi!
Female student, no! Please go to the staff room and ask them to send Miss Kiyokawa.
わかりました。
The moment the class rep passed by me, female student! As I tried to stop her, my hand happened to touch her. She was so shocked that she fell to the ground. Poor girl. Mamiya, you! Someone stood defiantly in front of me. Stand in the face of my holy presence. There aren't many humans who can do that. Look, the rest of them are so scared that they've forgotten to breathe. The person who stood so bravely stood before me must be...
あんたね、何してんの？相手は女の子だよ。
Did she do this last time? I remember Kagami definitely got in his face. But I thought Minakami did nothing last time. Doesn't matter whether she's a boy or a girl. That you're doing this at all, sitting here and playing along with this farce, when everything is about to end. It's absurd! Every single person here has turned their back on the truth. Get it out, Mamiya. Are you okay?
大丈夫です。間宮君の手に驚いてしまって、ただ足がもつれただけですから。
Mamiya, apologize. Why would I do that? Mamiya, do you understand what you're saying? What do you mean the world is ending? And a lot of students have been scared of something lately. Are you the one spreading those rumors? It means the world is ending, that's all. The end of everything. You can call it the final destination. It's no rumor, it's merely the truth. You're a weak human being, a small human being, therefore you cannot even lay eyes on me. Mamiya, come over here. So you tend to use violence because you can't win with logic? Oh. Ah. No one could understand what had just happened. She said a loud sound echoed throughout the classroom. Then the teacher fell down, covered in blood. They're too confused to understand that I just struck the teacher with a flower vase. Because... Where did he get a flower vase from? Pulled it out of his pocket?
これメール通りじゃない。メール
It was different than I had planned. As an ending on making Sanagawa bleed, intended to make her the sacrifice. I just went with the flow. But now Takashima Zakuro's curse mode claimed another victim. The prediction was, blood will pour from the head. Another head will flow again today. The head will be covered in blood. This too was predetermined. Someone screamed, sending the rest of the class into a panic. What just... Is he dead? Made a lot of noise over the collapsed teacher, but no one did anything to me except sneak glances from the corner of their eyes. They're too afraid to look at the classroom's new ruler. It's diverged quite a lot from my plan. Oh well, took the opportunity. Now's the time for the Savior's sermon. The Savior's first sermon begins now. It begins! What's wrong? You seemed awfully scared or something.
Mamiya Takuji, あなた
Oh, if it isn't Minakami-san. Appear you're no better than the rest of those poor little lambs here. Your heart is thick with fear. You should just stand back and watch in fear like you've been doing. And then you shall feel the flames of hell looking at your flesh.
Mamiya.
What, are you going to hit me? You're going to bully me just like Yuki Tomosane and the rest of humanity have? I need to go back and compare this to, Rabbit Hole 2's version. Mark my words, all ye who quiver in fear. All life shall end on the 20th. That is the absolute truth. Both Shiroyama and Takashima died for this truth. Death, that is the message of prophecy. Death, that is the absolute truth. Why is death the message that leads to prophecy? Because the foolish attempt to conceal death. He's just... Hold on, what did Ayana say again? Hold on. So we must speak of that which is concealed, that which conceals death. The first is education. The second is media. Countries such as this, mandatory education has become commonplace. In our society, the media has swelled and transformed into the highest authority of the world. We have a host of taboos implanted into our minds by public education and through the mass media. The greatest taboo of all is to think upon death. We've put aside any thought of death. We're obliged to act as if our daily lives will continue for eternity. The reason is because everything is powerless. That's a black swan. Everything is meaningless before the unreasoning specter of death. That's why education and the media try to disguise the true meaning of death. The death they intimate to us is but a phantasm on the far shores, something that which they have no relation. It's been reduced to a mere toy, something you can enjoy without worrying that it may ever strike you. Because the reality that everyone knows is that every single day, death creeps ever closer to all the people on the planet. Death is reality itself. Mommy, are you?
先生。よかった先
Takuji takes out another vase. You're wrong. What if I said that's wrong? That religious nonsense, you. Did you hear that? Just now, the man called my thoughts religious nonsense. As if to say I was a madman. That's wrong. Am I wrong? To ponder upon death. Has religion not advanced thought on mortality for the past several thousand years? Has metaphysics not? In other words, that which reeks of religion, the action of contemplating death, seems to hit the actions of a madman. Am I wrong? You're wrong. You sound like a cultist. Oh, really? What a strange thing you've just said. What part of what I'm saying seems crazy to you? I don't know, but you got the perfect straw man. Is that the right term for that? If you ask me, it seems like you have an unfounded conviction for that dogma, which you call common sense. What are you talking about? Can't resist attaching the label crazy to that which you cannot understand. You declare anything which would overthrow your common sense to be the words of a madman. You're twisting my words. Mommy, are you? Please, someone call the homeroom teacher. Someone! Call the police. He desperately appealed to the students, but not a single one moved. Every person in that room was dominated by the atmosphere. Modern societies reduce death to an abstraction. It's a society that views death as a taboo. The only ones who can speak of that as correct are slaves who have not even the capacity to think. Previous generations, death was not the most important subject of philosophical thought. Was the most. Was it not? Was death not the matter of utmost concern? Despite that, modern governments and societies have treated it as if it were irrelevant to our lives.
黙れ
Okay, so it is Yuki. I swear that this was Kagami before.
意味不明なこと言うな
Cryptic stuff, pardon my French?
ああそうよあんたが言うことなど理解できないしする気もないけどこれだけは言えるわねあんたは二人の死に自分勝手な意味を与えている
Selfish, you say?
へりくつという意味全然デタラメだと言ってんのよ世の中が死を隠してるというご考説はまあどっかで聞いたことあるような話だからいいとしてもそれと二人の死が何か表しているというのは飛躍以外の何者でもないあんたの言ってることなんざ心理バイアスに過ぎない
Oh, she's got a bias.
目についた印象的なものの頻度を実際よりも高く評価しているに過ぎない確かに2人連続で転落死は珍しいことかもしれないでもそれ以外のことに関しては別段不思議でも何でもない必要以上に意味を見出して特殊性をあんた自身があぶり出そうとしているだけだ
Oh no, Takuji just got hit with facts and logics. He's about to laugh and say something crazy. Here we go back to the desk. I expect no less from the person who has been gifted with knowledge and wisdom to match my
褒
own.
められたって嬉しくないね
I suppose this is what you're trying to say. You want me to show you proof that the meaning I've claimed for their death is veracious.
は実証そんなこと言ってないでしょ私が言ってるのは単にあんたの言ってることがデタラメだってことで
Do you know how we differentiate between science and charlatanry? Right, charlatanry? 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 So charlatan. Charlatanry?
嘘科学と科学
Couldn't you just say like science and pseudoscience? How would one differentiate science from pseudoscience? Yeah, there you go. She was silent. Of course, the problem of differentiating between science and pseudoscience still hasn't been completely solved. It's still a fuzzy line, even to the experts. Since she knows that, she has no choice but to be silent. She's in a dilemma because she has as much knowledge and wisdom as I do. Because they're the same person! It's annoying how idiots tend to make flippant remarks in situations like this. The difference between science and pseudoscience lies in whether or not the theory makes novel predictions.
新規な予言。よくそんな言葉知ってるね。私はあんたなんてもっとバカだと思ってた。
It's a principle proposed by Emery Lakatos. We used to determine whether a theory is scientific or pseudoscientific.
クーンのパラダイム論、そしてポパーの反証主義。それらを改良して作り出されたのがラカト氏のリサーチプログラム理論。そこから導き出された概念が新規な予言。
Both of them have their phones. They have phones, trust me. Open to Wikipedia and they're like, oh, quick, I need more science terms. The word prediction sounds almost religious, doesn't it? To put it simply, a novel prediction is a truthful prediction that may appear strange to the layman, but can be derived from the theory. In other words, if the predictions I make based on my theory, if those predictions come true, then my theory is correct. The theory of relativity predicted many phenomena that are later demonstrated through experimentation. Therefore, the theory of relativity is correct.
なるほど。それであんたが予言をするというわけなの。
Yes. I shall now make several novel predictions. As they bear fruit, one by one, you'll all quiver with fear. My verity.
何を馬鹿げたことを。
She spit those words at me and then looked away. Utter defeat. This is the difference between the savior and a perfect human. Minakami Yuki and Tomosana Yuki can never match me. Both of them are just hurdles created by my mother. Even if they think themselves perfect, they can't hope to match me. The reason is because I am the savior. God sacrificed these two so I could be reborn. The first was Shiroyama Tsubasa. The second was Takashima Zakuro. God sacrificed them so I could be reborn. I have been reborn! As what? The savior. Yes, as the savior. The world will end in 5 days. That is an omen of greater things. An omen that the world will be reborn. Those not saved, along with the old world, will fall into the depths of hell to suffer for eternity. An eternity of torment. Everyone knows that the world is pervaded by lies, that the truth is hidden. The foolish speak of equality. Everyone knows that the world is not equal. The foolish speak of freedom. Everyone knows there is no freedom in the world. The foolish speak of love. Everyone knows that love is traitorous. The foolish say you must not kill. Everyone knows that the world is brimming with murderers. The foolish say you must not lie. Everyone knows that the foolish themselves are lying. Those who swallow the lies of the foolish make fools of themselves. Yes, they're lies. They were all lies. The world has always existed. The world will continue to exist forevermore. They're all lies. The path we walk leads to the abyss. The world will end. It will surely end. This is the truth. As proof, I shall make 3 predictions. Firstly, the thickness of death in the air will be affirmed with yet another death. Secondly, a large number of people will witness the death. Thirdly, the deceased will speak of the ultimate demise. I dash from the room. See you, nerds. Their faces. Oh, wonderful faces. Numada's face, Nishimura's face, the teacher's face, the rest of the people in the class, and Minakami Yuki's face. Those are the faces of those who I once feared. They're worthless. They're truly worthless. Huh? That's Otonashi Ayana!
Hi.
Oh god. I'll wipe that cool expression off your face soon enough.
今は夏。全然涼しく
Oh,
ない。
just got you there. You can see through your bluff. Otonashi Ayana. You're nothing but Ryuchan's dregs. You're just a shadow. I'm not afraid of you.
だから、私怖くない。
She looks so
む
nice.
しろ私は超優しい人。
I mean, I've seen her smile before. Like, she smiled so nicely. You know, when, Mami Akun just jumped off. Don't make fun of me. I am within the omen. I uploaded that video today. I didn't make Ayana the thumbnail, because the secret I've noticed with SubaHibi, if Takuji is in the thumbnail, it gets more views. Just put Takuji in every thumbnail. After the omen, I'll reach fruition.
そう。頑張ってね。
Shut up! Don't make fun of me!
バカになんかしてないのに。間宮くん、さよなら。
Bye. What?
世界を空に返すんでしょ
Ah! Ah! Okay. 40 minutes in, I think that's a good place to call it. I mean, now we've reached the point where I think we're gonna see a very different side of things than Yuki saw in Rabbit Hole 2, I think. This is about the time Kimiko would show up, right? I think so. I'm really interested in seeing what she's like, you know, outside of, you know, being crazy and jumping off the roof. Anyways, I will see you guys next time. Bye.